personally.
What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another video, and today, as you can see and as the news title slide showed, we're going to be doing another movie review, and today it's none other than The Batman. And yeah, this was a very anticipated movie on both of our ends, especially mine. I mean, if you guys don't know already, I'm a pretty big Batman fan. I mean, based off of my reviews, I get pretty much every Batman figure Todd makes at this point, so I like Batman. So I was very excited to see this movie. Now, at first, I wasn't too hyped, to be honest. Like, when I forget what movie I saw it with, but the original trailer, I was like, okay, you know, like, do we really need another Batman movie? But then the hype built up, and then more trailers came out, and it just was like, wow, this actually looks pretty good. So, I guess we'll just go through, and as we explain the plot, we'll talk about what we liked and didn't like about it. Now, this is going to be complete spoilers, so if you've not seen The Batman, go do yourself a favor, go watch it, and then do me the favor and come back and watch this video. It's just going to be talking. This is what we do. We did it with Spider-Man, but I wanted to make it more official now that she has her own logo, and you know, we want to make it look a little bit better. So, without further ado, I guess let's get started. So, that opening scene is awesome. Of him, like, everybody thinking that he's in the shadows all the time. Like, that's Batman to me. He hides in the shadows, and he strikes fear into the heart of the criminals of Gotham, and that is just awesome.
Proves that they're little chicken shits.
Yeah, I mean, nobody in Gotham wants to fight Batman. I mean, Superman himself doesn't want to fight Batman, so these low-level criminals are terrified. But, like, the symbolism of, like, each of them, like, dropping something to, like toward the shadow, like terrified that he's in there when the bat signal. It's awesome. It was so cool. And, like, seeing the bat signal again is so awesome.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, it's a staple of Batman, which there were a lot of staples of Batman that were hit in this movie that I think were well executed. Like,
I think my favorite was the battering, right?
Oh yeah, well, I don't know if I'd call it a batarang. He takes out the thing in his chest and it looks like a batarang. He never throws batarangs.
He just sliced.
Yeah,
like
Riddler's lair, I think it was.
Yeah.
But, you know,
and it was like 2 seconds, but I liked it.
It was cool. No, I like it coming out of his chest. I almost wish the McFarlane figure did that. That would have been pretty cool. That would have been a nice feature. But, you know, that was honestly probably the biggest bummer for me, was that he didn't throw batarangs in the movie. Like, I know that's not a big thing at all, but I think it's one of the most iconic things about Batman. So the plot centers around, they pretty much, you know, I think everybody knows the origin story of Batman. Parents get killed, he becomes an orphan, which we'll talk about in a minute, and, you know, becomes the Batman. It's just simple as that. And the movie doesn't spend an awful amount of time explaining that. I like that they kind of, like, expect that you know that already. Yeah. Which I like. That jumps right into just Batman. One thing I'm gonna say is he was in the Batman suit at least 75% of the time.
He looked good.
He looked good in the Batman suit.
He looked really good.
I don't think Robert Pattinson looks good outside of the suit. Like, he doesn't strike me as Bruce Wayne. But inside the suit, he looks good. He looks really good. It's a good bat suit. It's probably one of my favorites. I think the only one I like better.
I did really like that he was in the suit.
Yeah, I hate when, like just for instance, like Thor in the MCU, you never see him wear his helmet anymore. Like, I want to see Thor in the big helmet, you know? Like, we never get to see that. So I like when superhero movies put the superhero in the suit, you know? And it seemed like it was an authentic suit. It didn't seem CGI or anything like that. So it's dedication. I appreciate that. He looked really good in it. You know, they really go toward the brooding, like, one man against crime kind of thing, one man war on crime. Like, the whole premise, like I was getting to, was there's this man, the Riddler, which everybody knows it was the second the question mark was shown in the original trailer, everybody knew it was going to be Riddler. It's centered around him trying to figure out who Riddler is, so it's really a mystery movie. And while I almost wish that we didn't know the actor for Riddler, because I knew who was going to be playing Riddler, so I didn't see his face, so I knew it was just going to be like, all right, this is why. But then they explain why the Riddler did what he did. which it was pretty cool. Like he was there when Bruce Wayne's parents died. He was in the background pictures, and he was like a true orphan. So the whole premise was Batman trying to figure out why he did it, and the Riddler did the Riddler thing, did all this crime. He was actually kind of scary. Like he was
creepy.
He was creepy, and I think the Riddler should be kind of creepy, a little bit unhinged, and I think they did that pretty well. Like I was worried that he would be like goofy and stupid, but like he was not. He was pretty intimidating. At first I didn't like his design, but then like I think it makes sense why he was designed the way that he is, because usually Riddler never wears like anything more than like a domino mask, like kind of like the Incredibles. Like he never usually wears anything more than that. So to see him in the full suit was a little weird, but it made sense. And when you piece the puzzles together, like piece the puzzle together, like through like what Batman discovers, I think it's pretty cool. Like they really went deep into the detective aspect of Batman.
I like that a lot. I like detective and like mystery movies and mystery stuff, so I liked it a lot.
Yeah, and like him piecing it all together. Andy Serkis says Alfred was interesting. I like Andy Serkis a lot. I would never have casted him as Alfred. Like I would never look at Andy Serkis and go, all right, that's Alfred. But
I liked him as Alfred.
He did good. He did good. It was a little sad at first, like when Bruce tries to fight that he's his dad when we all know that's his dad. It's just a staple. It's like another staple of Batman. It's like they really hit on that kind of stuff. Another aspect of the movie that I liked was the Penguin. I was worried that he wouldn't be in it a lot, but he was in it throughout the whole movie.
I like this little waddle.
He has to have a waddle. Honestly though, the waddle was like the only Penguin-esque thing.
Oh yeah.
Like
maybe his nose too.
His nose is a little pointy.
Yeah.
But have you seen the actor without any makeup on? It's kind of crazy. I'll put a picture on here, but it's crazy. Because they did like that thing where they make him look fat. Like the actor himself is kind of jacked actually. So like it was pretty cool to see that. He did wear purple a lot in the whole video in the movie, which is I like that because he's purple. He kept
saying he's like, oh, I wish his suit was comic accurate.
Yeah, because I would have killed to see him with a long cigar.
And an umbrella gun.
Yeah, there was one point where he's like lighting up Batman, and I was like, why is he not shooting out of an umbrella? He needs to shoot out of an umbrella.
He should be shooting out of an umbrella right now.
He should. But I actually think they're going to build up to that, because Penguin's not in jail. Penguin didn't do anything wrong. He's taken over the Iceberg Club now, which I told you that's his club. I mean, Iceberg, Penguin, I think it's pretty obvious why. But I like to see that. Like, that's something cool to see, is the Penguin come back and be the Penguin. Like, he's always been an underrated Batman villain, in my opinion. He's always been goofy, but like I like to see a serious side of him. That chase scene was awesome.
Oh my god.
So cool.
The scene where he's like looking out of his window upside down at Batman
and
walking,
Batman's
and
walking
like
out of
with the fire behind. Oh my god, it looks so good.
Because Batman is like, and I like seeing Batman upside down. I don't know, because it was like, he's a bat, and bats sleep upside down. So like,
I didn't think about duh.
Well, there's a lot of little details. Like, the second they said like, what was it? The winged rat, but in Spanish, the rat, el rata. I forget the word,
yeah.
But it was a winged rat in Spanish, and they kept trying to figure out what it was. But immediately I was like, oh, a winged bat or a winged rat is a bat. Like that's what you think of. And the Penguin said, and he's like, I don't know, it looks like a bat to me. And like, he was funny. Apparently he's getting a spin-off series, which I think we'd be pretty interested in watching. I would totally watch that series about the Penguin. But yeah, it was cool. It kind of makes me want his McFarlane figure. I don't know. I kind of want the Riddler. Kind of want Batman or Penguin.
I would prefer Penguin over the Riddler, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean they're both pretty easy to find. So if I see them, maybe I'll pick them up. But it was a cool. It was their designs were okay. I think the Riddler grew on me, and I think that the Penguin, his look wasn't good, but I think his character was good. I would like to see like a top hat, monocle, long cigarette wearing Penguin now. I mean, that's just me, but I think a lot of people like that. So then the movie ends with Riddler actually kind of winning. I mean,
oh yeah,
his plan went through, and he's like, I overestimated you, Batman, and like started like laughing, and it was pretty cool. We'll get to that part in a second, but I thought it was pretty cool that like Batman didn't beat him, and him and Riddler never fight. Like, did you notice that? They never fought.
No,
They were the only interaction they ever had was in prison.
Yeah. when they caught him, Batman was outside.
Yeah.
And then.
I mean, Batman wanted to beat the shit out of him. I like that detail too. Like, he never really fights the villain of the movie, which is really cool. Because Penguin, yeah, he's a villain, and they have a little scuffle, but Penguin really didn't do anything wrong this movie. He's just hinting that he's gonna do more. Like, I like the part where he's like, "Do you know my reputation?" That was cool. Like, I like when they tease things. But at the end, Riddler has these detonators that are around the city, and they go off, and the city gets flooded. But then this awesome scene of Batman lighting this flare and becoming like this signal of, I don't want to say signal of hope because Superman's the signal of hope, but like this, that they don't have to be scared anymore. And he helps the kid out, and it just, that, I like to see that. That's another aspect of Batman you don't get to see very often.
I like the connection between him and the kid.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, like, they're in the same position, except Batman's both his parents' side.
Right.
But, like,
the mayor gets killed at the beginning of the movie. These people, they're all these corrupt office, like higher ups, and the Riddler's exposing them, and one of them was the mayor, who was like cheating on his wife with some bar lady, some bar lady, but and the Riddler kills him, and his son becomes an orphan, and Batman or Bruce, you know, depending on who you think there's more of in the being, because a lot of people consider. Like in the Dark Knight trilogy, I don't know if you remember that scene where they're all in the ballroom and they all have masks on except Bruce Wayne. That's the part where like Heath Ledger's Joker comes up and grabs like Catwoman, whatever her face is, and like, he does that scene. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, if you notice, he's the only one without a mask, and that's because Batman considers Bruce Wayne the mask, and Batman his true identity. So it's a cool little detail. I never really noticed that until I saw like a video on it, but it is pretty cool. But like I said earlier, I think Batman was Batman majority of this movie. You don't really see a lot of Bruce Wayne. I will also say the Batcave was awesome. The bats flying around in the Batcave, that's so cool to see. Some of the artifacts were there. I think I saw the giant penny. I don't think I saw the T-Rex yet, but I know you don't know what I'm talking about. But
no, he's like, "Oh, the giant penny." I'm looking around for a giant penny. I didn't see it.
I think it was in the back. I could be wrong, but I
don't know. He sees everything.
Yeah, well, I know what to look for.
But like, even in like Disney movies, like you're like, we watch Coco and you're like, "Oh, there's a dinosaur from that movie. Oh, there's that from that movie."
I like the Easter eggs. It's interesting. And in a Batman movie, in any superhero movie, you know, you hear certain names and you're like, I'm surprised that they didn't do Harvey Dent, because Harvey Dent, if you don't know, is Two-Face. You remember Two-Face? I'm just making sure you remember. But he usually runs for mayor. So to see the black woman, I don't remember her name.
Vial?
I don't know if she's a comic character. If anybody knows if she's like a comic book character or they made her for the movie, let me know down below. But I'm surprised they didn't do Harvey Dent. I thought they were gonna like hint at a Two-Face. I mean, we've seen Two-Face on screen before, but not in a while, so it would have been cool to see another Two-Face. But I like the different route that they took. So I guess let's address the elephant in the room. Now, I'll save that. One other thing that I'd like to say is the Batmobile was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
The Batmobile was
sick.
Awesome.
That was sick.
It's like, the things that you wanted to see, you saw. And there's one point where he jumps down from a building, and he gets like a flight suit at one point, but that's not what I'm talking about.
That's ugly.
Yeah, I don't like the flight suit. Like, it was like one of them wingsuits.
Like a flying squirrel.
Yeah, I didn't like that, because in the Dark Knight the Dark Knight trilogy, he just uses his cape to fly, which I like that better. I don't really see Batman doing it anyway, but he jumps down and he has like he's like ready to fight, but he has like his cape like flown out like the bat wings, and like that I like to see. Like that shit's cool. Ben Affleck's Batman did that a lot. He's probably still my favorite Batman, to be honest. I mean, let me know who your favorite Batman is. I'm always interested to see what people say, but I like Ben Affleck's Batman. But Robert Pattinson's up there. He was good. He was good. I didn't really like him as Bruce Wayne, and I don't know. I don't know. He just doesn't strike me as... He looks like a little scrawny weirdo outside of the suit. He looks good in the suit, but like outside of it, he doesn't... Like, Bruce Wayne to me is still supposed to like look intimidating. He doesn't look intimidating outside of the suit. At least not to me.
I think maybe if his hair was different, it would have been a little bit better. Like his hair
That's
was
not how
kinda,
Bruce
like,
has his hair.
long and like,
He looks like
hanging down in the front.
like an emo guy. Like he really does.
He did.
But like, you know, Bruce usually has like a clean cut hair, like, you know, kind of brushed back, like and he didn't have that. And I totally am cool with like different interpretations of a character, but not when they take away from it. And I think it took away from it. He didn't look intimidating without it. But the Batmobile was awesome. The Bat Cycle at the end of the movie was pretty cool.
That was cool.
You know, not much. You know, and then we haven't addressed his relationship with Selena Kyle. I find it very interesting that nowhere she is called Catwoman. Nowhere.
She refers to herself as the cat.
As the cat, yeah.
But not Catwoman.
No.
Like she's like the bat and the cat. Sounds good together, doesn't it? Or something like that.
And that's cool. But then at the end of the movie, like, you know, it's Bruce Wayne / Batman, Robert Pattinson, but hers was just Selena Kyle, Zoe Kravitz. You know, she was cool as Catwoman. I liked that they did her claws, like her nails looked like claws, and when she had her suit on, they went through the suit, so it looked like claws. I really liked that a lot. And there's one point where she's torturing this dude, and he has like scratches on his face. I like that. I don't know. Her nails were sharp, but and she has the short hair like Selena Kyle supposed to have. So I was cool with that. I like that. She did a good job. I think they leaned too much into her being a good guy for my liking. Like usually, all right. So like real quick summary of the relationship. She tempts him to go into his darker side of Batman a little bit more, but he always like tries to get her to be more light. And there's a point where she does, and I think at even one point they get married. Like I like their relationship. I was originally going to give your logo a Catwoman suit, but it looked kind of boring because her suit like in the torso is just the one that I like is either an all just purple or gray with like a little loop zipper down. So I thought the Batgirl suit looked better, but you know, I was gonna give you Catwoman because that's who Batman's usually depicted with, is Catwoman. So their relationship was cool. Nothing like mind blowing. There was no Batcock in this movie, which was a little disappointing. But they didn't. I thought there was rumored a long time that there was gonna be a sex scene, and there was not. I will tell you right now.
Nothing, nowhere near that.
No, like they kissed a couple times.
They kissed like 3 times.
But like nothing spicy.
There was a stripper on a pole, I think, in one scene. Yeah, but like you didn't see. There was nothing.
Yeah, nothing crazy. So, it almost makes me wish that this movie was rated R. Like, not even just for that reason, just like they blurred out things like in the movie, which was a little weird. Like there was a couple times where they were showing like pictures and like they had the camera focus on the words and not the pictures. So it was like they were subliminally blurring out the picture, which is a little weird. It's almost, in my opinion, it's almost like they intended it to be rated R, but then at the last minute they were like, no. Because Warner Brothers can do that. They're not owned by Disney. Disney is the ones that are weird with rated R stuff. So, I don't know. That's just a hunch on my part. I mean, but like, look at Peacemaker. Peacemaker was completely rated R. There's no way that could have been anything else. So, it's doable.
He shows his butt in like almost every episode.
Yeah. Well, not every episode, but there's one scene where he's just like fucking this alien and just whatever. But, you know, so I think it, at one point it was supposed to be rated R, but that's just a hunch on my part. I don't know. Let me know if you guys know. But like I said earlier, let's address the elephant in the room. The big tease at the end. Joker. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Joker as much as the next person. Okay, I think Joker is a great villain. He's probably my favorite comic book villain of all time. But I think it's time we give other Batman rogues galleries a shine. Like, I know we've had him before, but he was kind of weak. I think Scarecrow would be perfect in this setting. So, the reference that we're talking about, at the end of the movie, Riddler's losing his shit that he lost. Like, he's like freaking out in the thing. I don't really know why though. Like, his plan went through. I think it's because he didn't break Batman. Like, I think that's what it was. So I don't really know, to be honest with you, but you know, so he's like whining and shit, and then there's a person in the cell next to him which is the Joker. He starts talking. He sounds very familiar. I forgot to look up who he's played by, but no, it's okay. I'll look it up and maybe put it in here if I remember. But you know, he starts laughing. He says like, you know, they could just turn you into a clown or something like that. And I was like, okay, it's the Joker. And then they started laughing together. He looked a little weird. Like, he looked like his face was all kind of fucked up.
I don't know, it kind of just like looked wrinkly or like scarish.
Yeah, it looked all scarred and fucked up. But, you know, who knows what's going on. So, we are going to be getting a Joker if these movies continue. Apparently, they're trying to do a trilogy. Which is kind of a tradition of Batman movies.
We haven't watched all of them.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're great movies. I could go back and watch them all the time. But you know, we'll see what happens. It was a cool movie. My overall, well, I'll go last. What would you say is your overall for the movie?
I think I'd give it like an 8.5.
Okay.
I really liked it. I don't know. I know Batman and Catwoman are like a thing, but like I don't really like them. I don't know. It's at the 5. I don't like them.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have like much bad things to say about it, but like it wasn't like a 10 for me.
Okay. I'm gonna agree. I don't think it was a 10 either. I'd probably give it like an 8. I like their relationship. I think for me, it lacked like there was a lot of Batman flair to it. I don't know what it is, but I think it just lacked a little bit of pizzazz. Like it was
definitely missing something. I can't put my finger on what it was missing, but it's definitely missing something.
Like it had the villains. I think they worked. I mean, they had at least two villains in it. Him and Selena Kyle was interesting. But I think it just lacked something that made it incredibly unique. Like the other Batman movies, Heath Ledger's Joker performance, you know, puts that out of the water. It's beautiful. Even like Tom Hardy's Bane performance. Like there's quotes from that movie that like everybody knows, like, "You were raised in darkness, I was born in it." Like everybody knows that kind of stuff. And there's just more iconic scenes in those. Even like something that's like Val Kilmer or like George Clooney Batman. Like there are things that like you see and they're like there's pizzazz to it. Like even the last time, like doing Jim Carrey's Riddler, like I know you've never seen that, but like it's iconic, you know. I don't know if there's anything in this movie that's going to be super iconic. It just seemed like a Batman story, which is great, and they handled it great. Was it? Yeah, they kept calling it Vengeance, which was awesome. I love that. But I don't know. I just think it lacked a little bit of pizzazz. But other than that, I mean, I would definitely give it an 8. It's a very solid movie.
It's a good movie.
I would definitely suggest you go see it. You know, it's Batman. Support Batman. It's Batman. Like, it's Batman. That's like the biggest excuse for everything. I don't know where this is going to be connected in the movie or in the universe of DC. I also think that's like upsetting because it's like I think that's what it is for me, is like there's no world building. And I feel like in a superhero universe you should world build. And you get a hype to get a new Batman, and then you're just like, okay, well, he's just gonna be in this movie, and then that's it. Like, there's no like nothing to lead up to. I like to see character crossovers. That's why the MCU works so well, is because all these characters tease each other and this, that, or the other, and it comes together into something great. I don't see that with this. Like, I kind
of like that though. Like, for me with the Marvel movies, like, I like when, you know, each person has their own individual movie, but I don't like when other characters come into it.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. So I like that part. Like, I like that aspect.
You like that it's just like a Batman movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I could see either way. Like, sorry, I don't think every. All right, I'll put it like this. I like when they cross over, but I don't think every movie needs a crossover.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think for Moon Knight, I don't really see anybody like. Unless they tease like Daredevil or something, I don't really see like anything needing to be in that except Moon Knight. You know, Thor: Love and Thunder is already gonna have the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's been confirmed that they're gonna be in it. It's pretty much a given. Multiverse of Madness. That movie's gonna be insane. But like, I'm actually like not like crazy hyped for that. Like, it looks cool.
Not yet.
Maybe I will.
Come back in a few months when it's ready to come on.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I mean, I'm excited. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just all multiversed out right now, I guess. I just want like one solid universe of just connected characters, and that's it. I don't need like this, that, or the other. But that's just me. But the Batman, awesome movie. I'll probably go see it again with my brother and my dad, see what they think about it, because it's an awesome movie. I will say, it is long, but I don't think it felt that long.
No, it didn't feel that long.
It felt like a normal movie. It didn't feel long. Like when you're watching like the Snyder cut, that movie feels like that's... You're sitting there for a while watching that shit. So it was nice to have a longer movie, but not feel like that. Like that's how you know a movie's good, when it's long but you don't feel like that.
It wasn't like drug on. I didn't feel like there were any parts that were like, oh my god, get this over with, or you know,
no.
I didn't think anything was drug out. Like I thought everything was executed.
It was paced very well.
Yeah, I think it was very well.
But I think we're just kind of rambling at this point. So our final synopsis, I guess we'll give it an 8 out of 10. If you want to round up to her 8.5, go for it. I think either one works, but
8.25 out of 10.
Yeah,
actually. Sure.
Then we'll go with an 8.25. But you know, other than that, I think that's all we got today. Stay tuned for a couple Batman reviews. I posted one yesterday of the DC Rebirth Batman and the DC Rebirth General Zod, so go check that out. I also will have the whole Dark Knight's Return wave coming up, which I'm gonna give you guys a hint. It's my favorite DC multiverse wave yet.
So many.
It's amazing. I got the Endless Winter wave coming up. I got Doctor Strange coming up. So a lot of stuff coming. Couple turtles. So just stay tuned for all that. But other than that, I believe that's all we got for today. So if you have not already, do yourself the favor and us and like, comment, subscribe. It's greatly appreciated when you do that stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I post a lot on there. We hit 1,000 followers on TikTok. Thank you all so much. That's incredible. You know, bring that love over here. Bring that love over to the channel. Let's get me to 1,000 subs by maybe the end of summer. That would be really cool. But other than that, that's all I got for today. So as always, guys, you can't ask if you're copping, but let me know. You gonna go see Batman?
What were your thoughts?
What were your thoughts on Batman? Let us know. But we'll see you later. Peace.